Sometimes I feel like giving up, but the only thing I know is go. Sometimes I feel like giving up, but man, I gotta go. Straight out of the Med, I tried to start the South in WA. Ended up the Ice Cube, the Easy E and Dre. Overgrind, overload, my mind went overtime. Failing calculus, but I had to pass 8 lines to break down nine. We bought the whole thing, got another off the face. I slow grind it while I'm slicing up my mixtape. Sometimes I feel like giving up, the odds ain't stacked up bad. I'm from SC, but we ain't getting recognition here.
I'm MDB, the CEO of Melodik Rukus. You know what I'm saying? Melodik Rukus started out a record label in 2008. In my vision, I had a love, a passion for music, and I decided at a young age this is what I wanted to do. So I set out to actually accomplish that and start a business.
Do it like a lion, king of the jungle. Standing 6'5", tote the rock, never fumble. MR is the pack, the movement make 'em rumble. And we will never fall down, trip, nor stumble.
During my life's journey, God had a plan for me, so he was actually directing me towards his plan. What I created as a company, he said, no, this is gonna be your ministry.
You can lie, you can lie, you can lie. You been lying to me. I ain't lying. I'm living to set myself free.
Set me free, loosen all of these chains. Got whips all over my back, throw dirt all in my name. Got blood all over my hands and freedom all in my brain.
I grew up in Columbia, South Carolina, a city we call the Metro, or the Met for short. That's the 803, and South Carolina is the state capital. We're famous for some things that some cities wouldn't want to be famous for, but you might have seen us on the news when we was about to get the Confederate flag taken off of our state capitol house. Things of that nature. Our politicians going crazy and saying stupid things. People who make barbecue saying that they ain't like black people, they main customers. Stuff like that. But anyway, I had a different passion. I had something else that I wanted to see from my city. From a very young age, I was a musician. I think one of my first memories was around the age of 4. I found my big brother's toy keyboard and the song Twinkle Twinkle Little Star came to mind. So I learned Twinkle Twinkle Little Star on that keyboard. I did it like how we used to play the game Memory. I learned one note at a time. So I was practicing, going over it. Finally my pops got off the phone. I brought the toy keyboard to him. I said, sit down, watch this, listen to this. So I played Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. I played the whole song. I messed up on that one part. They kept tricking me, the up above the world so high. I messed up on one note. But for a kid at age 4, I mean, that was pretty good. I taught myself how to play the song. My pops immediately saw the talent and he said, you know what? Our oldest son is taking piano lessons. Our youngest son needed to take piano lessons too. So that was the birth of me becoming a musician.
That's not the only blessing, see the other way I make my cheese. Run around these black shark players pushing white keys.
So you know, my brother was a musician as well. My big brother, he's 2.5 years older than me. My mom's is an educator. She's a teacher. She did some wonderful things in the state of South Carolina to progress our educational system. My father is, well, he was an entrepreneur. So I guess that's where I got that entrepreneur spirit from. My grandfather on my mother's side was a preacher. My grandmother is the sweetest lady that you could ever meet, and also one of the strongest people I know. Even though she's such a sweet lady, she is one of the strongest people I know, and you wouldn't know it until you really get to talk to her. Love you, Grandma. On my father's side, my grandfather, he was a go-getter, just all-out go-getter, and a fun person to be around, loving person. Man, everybody know him as Bo. Rest in peace, Bo. And my grandmother, she actually died when I was about 4. But the memories that I have are priceless, you know what I'm saying? I remember running around her house. She would cook these, man, she was the best cook. She would cook these big breakfasts, man. You eat till you get full. But every time when I first got over to grandma's house, she would say, come and give me some sugar. And she already knew what time it was. I was gonna run. Everybody else would go ahead and give her sugar. I would run, and she would chase me around the house. My grandma would chase me. I'm talking about running around behind couches, under tables, everything. And she would chase me until she got her sugar. But yeah, I had some good memories of grandma. Rest in peace. Man, my family, we had a lot of musicians in my family, man. All of my big cousins either played or sung something or was producers, you know what I'm saying? Rappers. What's up, JR? So, you know, in my family, music ran in the family. It's almost a natural thing. So looking back at it, it was almost meant for me to be a musician. It was meant for me to do what I'm doing. No longer will I clean the my grandfather built his church by hand, brick by brick, built a church. He progressed it by standing on what he believed instead of doing what everybody else was doing. So that's one thing I always respect him for. He was ahead of his time, man. When it comes to the preaching, he was ahead of his time. But at the same time, he was a devout learner. He studied deep. You know, my grandfather said to his congregation, he stood up there and said, look, as a congregation of people, I need y'all to push me more. I need y'all to make me study. I need to ask some more questions. When have you heard a preacher say that? You know what I'm saying? When have you heard a preacher ask his congregation to ask more questions, to push him to study more? That's the type of person my grandfather was. But he built that church, man. So I kind of grew up around the church scene, man, learning the ins and outs of the church scene, how everything in the church worked, man. I learned about God from an early age, but I had to go through my own life lessons to get to know God for myself. Man, we had some legendary musicians come through that church, man. My generation of musicians was me on the keys or the organ, my cousin Fast Fingers on the bass, Tracy, and my cousin DJ on the drums.
Expecting me to die trapping, now I'm making too much happen. They say, oh, he writing books now, why he just ain't stick to rapping? Bingo, I got action.
From an early age, man, a real early age, I remember that's about maybe 12 or 13. I would always write poetry and write raps. I love rap music. I love writing raps. And at that early age, I told my mom, I said, you know what, I'm gonna be a rapper. Moms were really feeling that. Yeah, she didn't understand. She wasn't really feeling it at the time. But I made my mind up. I told her, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna be a rapper. That's what I'm gonna do. So from that point in time, I've been working on my craft and perfecting my craft and really just doing what I love, man. Since then, I always been rapping. At the age of 14, I started producing. See, back in middle school, we used to sit around the cafeteria and freestyle, and you know what I'm saying. We had my boy J-Dub. What's up, man? J-Dub, but he was the sickest beat maker ever. I'm talking about banging on the cafeteria table, a pencil in one hand. He had cups all around the table to make the noise of the cymbals. Ding, 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 boom, 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 boom. And you know what I'm saying? Me and my boy Shapeshifter was gather around the table and start freestyling, man. That's what we did at the cafeteria every day. So you know what I'm saying? We started at an early age, man, doing what we do. Back then it was a hobby, but you know what I'm saying? We took it to another level as we grew. You know what I'm saying? But that's how we started, the freestyling. Eventually I stopped freestyling and I really wanted to zone in on the art of making songs and writing songs, you know, creating the hooks, the stanzas, all of that. I wanted to get in deep into poetry, so I kind of left the freestyling thing alone. By the time we got 14, man, I introduced my same homie Shapeshifter. I introduced him to a little program. It was in the beta version back then. It was a program where you could have a snare, hi-hat, kick, cymbal. And you had these little squares, and the light was going by the squares, and you fill in the light that you want, and boom, there goes the sound. So eventually you kept doing this until you had a beat. This was the beta program of what they call, now to this day, they call Fruity Loops. But when I showed my boy Fruity Loops, it was over. I mean, that introduced a whole nother world to the thing we was trying to do, man. So we became producers. Age 14, we became producers. I remember sitting around one day after gym. We were sitting in the locker room. Me, Shapeshifter, my boy BA, and there was a few other of us. And we was talking about, you know, starting our production company. You know, so we been at it, man. We been at it. We've been entrepreneurial spirits. We've been musicians. We've been producers. We've been writers. You know, something that we've been working on for years and years. So it's not something that just happens overnight. And that's what we knew. So we knew we wanted to work towards it.
I wake up in the morning, talk to God and sharpen up my sword. Every day a battle, so I gotta stay prepared for war. Not focus on my losses, I'm focused on what I'm thankful for. Even when I lose, I gain. I take the good from everything. Life ain't a game, stop playing and teaching the youth that mind frame. Every day a blessing, so I say we pray, we stay sustained. I used to hustle after class, thinking that's the way to eat. Now I'm thanking God I'm eating off these verses and these beats. And my life made my share of a good amount. Got a lot more blessings I gotta count. Like I'm still here living when many had my vision but ended up dead or tapped out.
Being a young person back in those days, the late 90s, early 2000s, and saying you want to be a rapper, that was kind of unheard of. It was like saying you wanted to be a fisherman, but you live in the middle of the country with no water around you. So I had to learn a lot on my own. Me and my friends, you know what I'm saying, we had to learn a lot on our own. We had to make a lot of mistakes. We had to go through a lot of things that a lot of people don't have to go through on their journey to being rappers or musicians or producers or whatever have you. Also in South Carolina, there wasn't a lot of resources. There's not a lot of studios there. There's not a lot of managers there. There weren't a lot of executives, or, you know, none of our uncles were in the industry so we could get our foot in it. Nothing like that. So we was doing everything on our own, but I think that's what made us so strong.
This music game, from what I learned from experience, man, it's a lot of shadiness, a lot of shady people, man, because the business part of it is real cutthroat, but really get with genuine people, man. Make sure you got a concrete circle. You know, people doing positive things, man, and make sure you're doing your research for your own, man, because at the end of the day, there's books out here, information, man. It's getting those books and that knowledge and information. You can't find a good circle, you know, got to do it right alone, man.
Really, the resources, man. As far as the Carolinas, we don't support each other, bro. You know how it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like a cutthroat game. Everybody trying to outdo the next person instead of joining together. Like, you go to the A or somewhere, or even places like Houston, everybody trying to win. You know what I'm saying? Up here, like I said, it's cutthroat, bro. Nobody want the next man on. They want to be the man on. They want to be the plug, but you know, you gotta show love, bro.
Well, being from the Carolinas, and you know, you trying to be the next big thing. That's one out of a million almost. That's what it feels like. Is everybody wants to be that next person, rather than joining together and creating one movement. Everybody wants to be that one shining star. That makes it a little difficult, but you know, the Carolinas is full of talent, man. So I feel like if we all can just make that one movement, man, they have no choice but to hear us. Feel me?
People just need to come together.
Let's not worry about who's hot, who's not.
Well, okay, we can worry about who's not hot, but you know, this is not worrying about all the other crap. Just make music, man. You know, like Stay Fly. You know how they got all the Memphis rappers together? That's pretty dope. Or like that. What was that song Ja Rule had? I mean, I know Ja Rule's a bad example. What's that crap he had? 100 Guns and 100 Clips. I'm from New York. That was pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? Like all the artists come together. And then, you know, Charlotte doesn't have that. Because everybody wants to beef and hate on each other.
I think the difference over here, we ain't used to it. Like you said, we don't have the resources. Like, we country boys, you know what I mean? We don't have those same resources, like, you know, like I know you can agree with moving to Charlotte. Charlotte kind of like on that new wave right now. Everybody trying to get here. It's like it's kind of like gonna be the next Atlanta. So I feel like just giving everybody hope right now.
Yeah, that's a touchy subject right there. Because you got these promoters that don't want to look out for the Charlotte artists, but want to pay all these other artists to come in and just take money from everybody. That's gotta stop. That's definitely gotta stop. See how AA turns Charlotte into like mini Atlanta, and it shouldn't be like that. You know what I mean? Like the Atlanta artists didn't come to Charlotte, take all our money, take our fans, and then just leave and leave nothing for the city.
Like a lot of artists in South Carolina, if you do your research, a lot of artists in South Carolina, they produce their own music, they mix down their own tracks, they shoot their own videos, you know what I'm saying? They do their own graphics, you know what I'm saying? They do all of this, not because, you know what I'm saying, not because we feel like that's how we have to do it to put ourselves on or make ourselves known. We do all of those things because there's no other way for it to get done.
Man, it was just real hard, to be honest. Man, like, I guess to the point where I'm at now, that's what made me really do everything myself, man. Just keep hitting those dead ends. Like, a lot of people in this game don't really want to give you that information. You know, they want to act like it's a secret, man. But I'm the type of person, if I got the knowledge, I give you the knowledge, man. But like even growing up, when you first started recording, paying those $30 and $40 an hour studio fees, getting in there recording, ain't nobody told me to come in there with a fixed product, knowing how you wouldn't do it. It was more learning. You end up spending about $800 and don't even have a project finished. You still got to go back and pay them again to get it mixed and mastered, and they ain't even give you no advice when you record. So it's just really teaching a lot of these cats, man, that come in the studio how to record, you know, how to write, how to deliver, and all the aspects when it comes to this music.
So it makes us stronger at the end of the day. It makes us stronger, it makes us more knowledgeable about our craft because we have to do more to make it happen.
I'm Nashida, I'm the taboo. My haters dying to see me. I'm very fine, how are you? I'm a king, but believe me, it's about time that you knew. Got my crown and my rod and my staff. Let me through. I see y'all on my side, hyenas coming over to my pride. See a lion, he ain't fight, but kill him anyway out of pride. That ain't right, but you lie. Got off and think that's gon' slide. Cowards still fight each other, but won't protect the circle alive. Swore you would protect the pride. So did your brother. Stay tripping on each other though. Over some colors. Kill your brother for some crumbs. Uncle Star. Running with them hyenas that's gonna rip you apart. Lion. That's my team. Lame boys on in. Melodik Rukus is my pride. My family tribe. Longest God on my side, where you gon' hide? Riding down 555. Got the wind blowing through my mane as I drive. Yeah, thank God I'm alive. I ain't worried about much. Got my rod by my side.
It is J Smalls the General.
It's all about doing more for the community, all about community improvement. It's all about just giving back. The community has done so much for us, how couldn't we?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Did our work for the day. Alright, go.
I'm on the Slam Charlotte Poetry team.
that's won 2 National Poetry Slam championships. We're going to Oakland, California in 2 weeks for National Poetry Slam. We're trying to repeat that, get our 3rd win. So I'm excited about it. We also competed in the Southern Fried Poetry Slam, placed in the top 15 teams in the Southeast.
Ooh-wee.
So, we're trying to do our thing, man. Just, I'm humble.
Y'all doing it.
Yeah, trying to do a little something, man.
We all have our own connection with God, and we may not connect in a way that we see someone else connect, or we may feel pressure to try to feel the type of connection someone else has. But I think it's very important to not put that much pressure on people that you come in contact with, because that is kind of dangerous. It leaves cracks that you could lose people, and they'll lose their faith completely, or like you said, just want to give up. This was one of the tools that I wanted to use in my life to try to be something that could catch those who slip through the cracks. So it's something I really didn't want to put a lot of religious spin on, or put a big burden on people to make them feel like they have to do this or connect this way. I wanted to leave it kind of open, but still share my personal experiences.
Amen. 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 And so, for those of us that want to get your book, and let me say this correctly, those of us that want to purchase your book, I don't believe you're giving it away, are you?
Not this time.
Those of us that want to purchase your book, how may they do that?
Yes, the book is actually going to be live on my website. So you can find that at melodicrukus.com. That's MELODIKRUKUS. Along with the book, you can find some music. So we have music, poetry, a lot of things that we're using different avenues to try to reach the youth and be an inspiration to the community.
Amen.
My Caucasian friend came to me honestly, broke down, and said, I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could be a black man in America. Right now, I'll be so scared of making the wrong move, even the slightest wrong move, and being killed by the police. I asked, what makes you think that's our main concern? You see, from the point we wake up in the morning, we're black men. On our way to work, we're black men. As we step into these grocery stores, we're black men. Even when we come home to our black women and children, we're black men. I get so tired of fighting day to day to try to erase the stigmas of being a black man in America that sometimes I forget to even be concerned about the police. You see, I cannot give you vision, but I can tell you our story from our perception, from brother to brother. Yo, what's up, family? It's your boy MDB. I'm very, 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 very excited because I got something real special right here. I got something that I'm actually going to be able to give back to the community, so that definitely makes me excited. Man, this year for my birthday, I wanted to really do something I could give back with, you know what I'm saying? Something I could give to the community with. So what I did on April 23rd, my birthday this year, I launched a community event to raise some money and funding to get some books. Copies of my book, Brother to Brother, to give out to the kids. There was a few things that actually inspired me to do what I did. Number one, it's a few people in my life that really touched me. The book itself is dedicated to my deuce, my good friend and my brother, Jordan R. Smith, who is no longer with us. During his time on earth, we did a lot of community service, and it was something that we really enjoyed, something that we shared in common, and something that we enjoyed doing together. Oftentimes after talking with kids or doing community events, giving back to the community, we would joke and laugh with each other after the fact about the feeling that it gave us, how it made us feel like we accomplished something, we did something good for the day. So this was kind of efforts to continue that and get that feeling again, even though I don't have my brother naturally, physically beside me doing it. I know he's smiling down as we're doing this. Another person, my uncle, man. My uncle was definitely a person who was great influence in my life. Man, a lot of people know him from preaching, so they call him Bishop. I call him Uncle Josh. He is also no longer with us. I lost him recently It was a big hit to my family, but actually in losing him, it opened my eyes to something that he has a long list of accomplishments that he had throughout his life. And hearing everybody speak good about him and tell the stories of how they were touched by him, how they interacted with him while he was here, it inspired me to do more. It inspired me to actually give back to the community more. It inspired me to do more good things. So those were two people that actually influenced me to do this. And like I said, I wanted to do something special on my birthday. So what I did, I started a GoFundMe, and I went out to raise some money to get some books here. And I want to definitely give shout out and big thanks to all the people who helped make this happen. Look at that right there. Yes, yes. So we got them things in, we got them books. Y'all be sure to support, man. This is Brother to Brother, inspirational book geared toward the youth. Actually has some good words to reach people of all aspects of life, so definitely get a copy. You can get your copy at melodicrukus.com. That's MELODIKRUKUS. Remember, also there we got good music, man. We got photos, we do photography. We also have beats if you want to buy some. So make sure you check out melodicrukus.com. Thank y'all so much. And I'm going to keep you in touch and keep you posted on what we have going on in the community, so you guys can also take a look and be an inspiration to someone as well. I love you. We got food. And what would happen with all this food? It'll probably get thrown away. But instead of that, we're going to take the time out to go and feed some homeless and some less fortunate people tomorrow. Now, like I said, I usually wouldn't put this type of thing on camera, but of course, you know, since we're doing a documentary, I want to include this side of my life in the story as well. I don't want to put the shine on me. I want God to get all the glory out of what happens. But I do want to let y'all know that if you have the heart to do good things, God will make a way. Like I said, you know, I had the desire to do this. I've even been talking and discussing partnering with one of my brothers to do events like this to feed the homeless, and we're still gonna go on with our plan. But this is just to show you, when you have the heart to do something, God opens doors and opportunities that you probably didn't even plan or expect. So that's what I'm doing right now. I just got finished praying over this food, praying over the mission that God has given to us. You know what I'm saying? So me and a few of the soldiers for righteousness, we're gonna go out tomorrow and we're gonna get this food out to the people, man. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Got the sandwiches on deck. You know what I'm saying? My boy Melodik. What up, bro? Got our sides over here. And of course, you got to have the snacks, man. The desserts on the side. Hit them with the cookies, chips. Got some pickles over there for you. Got the drink. We got everything you need, man. About to go out here and do some good. Spread some love to the world. At it again. You know what I'm saying? Making these care packs, you know what I'm talking about? Socks to keep your feet warm. I'm making these packs up. Some towels. Soap. Deodorant and stuff. Blankets down there, some clothes in that bag. Food on the way. Some of my soldiers on CP time right now, so the food on the way. Now I'm playing, they finishing cooking it up, you know what I'm saying? Got the water over here. So you know, we're doing it, man. Getting it done. Again, we're taking this to the community. Gonna make sure everybody fed, make sure everybody got a little care pack, you know what I'm saying? I
see a reflection in the glass. Taken by surprise, I hesitate. I look to the eyes for a moment, no, just another worthless reflection. I turn and scold. How dismissive have I become? I sit on my pedestal, just look at me. Perspective sounds like a question and the answer too. If I only knew what I know now, how little I know in that silence, perspective. You close your eyes to look up, I close my eyes to look down. Some close their eyes and turn away. Into the darkness, we pray. A slave or enslaved? What's in the question? Who would you ask? My first breath and my last both prepare me for what's to come. A moment ever so slight, a lifetime of perspective.